In this lesson, we'll have a look at Ohno circles. As I mentioned in the previous lesson, Ohno circles were developed by Taiichi Ohno, and it's a very simple methodology for encouraging people to watch out for the 8 wastes. Well, in fact, to elaborate on that, it could be the 3 enemies of lean that we talked about earlier. So, an Ohno circle, it can be actual physical Ohno circles. Some companies actually create Ohno circle mats that they'll put on the floor so people can stand on them to observe them. But it's not about whether you use a mat or you draw a circle or not. It's simply about the process of taking the time to stand in a particular area, observing a process and understanding what the wastes are that might be there that we could eradicate. And it can be a very good way of creating those kind of 2-second, those quick and easy Kaizen that eradicate a small part of the waste so that we can make that Kaizen every day a reality. So here's some tips on using the Ohno circle methodology. Use an Ohno circle or a Gemba mat or don't. As I mentioned, it's not about having those physical mats. I've even seen some sites where they've done really great 5S and made it a very visual factory, and they have kind of permanent Ohno circle points for observation. And again, if that's what you choose to do, absolutely fine. But again, it's about having that methodology and that approach that everybody is bought into. Use it anywhere in your organisation. It's not only for the manufacturing floor or the supply chain. It's very important that we do this in the office environment as well, on business processes. It takes a slightly different approach. It's really about how do you observe those virtual processes, but again, let's observe them. Ensure that you have a pen and paper or other means of recording your observations. Draw diagrams or mind maps, whatever helps you. Talk to the people in the area so that they know why you're doing it, and reassure them that it's not about observing them, it's about finding waste in the process. And again, it does depend on the type of environment you're in, the workforce that you're working with, the country that you're in. There could be union regulations, workers' council regulations, there could be local laws around people being observed. So please ensure that you've thought that through and that you've got a good agreement with the workforce about how you do this. Again, when I talk about you, in the first instance, it will be you who's going practicing this, but what we're actually trying to do is develop that Kaizen culture so everybody's doing this. Everybody in the organisation takes turns at doing observations, at using Ohno circles and the like to observe and eradicate the waste. Think about what is the value-added work performed in the area, in the customer's eyes. Ask the people in the area for their thoughts. Quietly observe from one position, the circle. Write down any non-value-adding activities or things that bother you, no matter how small. Aim to identify as many wastes as you can during the time that you've dedicated for the activity. Typical time is about 30 minutes or so. That's a good period of time. During the observation, use Mura, Muri and Muda to help identify the wastes. Share your observations with the people in the area, people being observed, to gain their perspective quickly. And identify at least one action you will take in the next 30 minutes to implement a quick win from the observation. Remember, that quick win will be a Kaizen. You'll identify a problem, a waste, you'll identify a solution, a countermeasure to that, and then you'll implement it as a new standard. That's your Kaizen. So in the next lesson, we're going to look at Kaizen events and understand a little bit more about what is a Kaizen event as opposed to a Kaizen.